Welcome to the People Connect podcast. Your network is your net worth. Are you ready to take your life to the next level? Be prepared to leap out of your comfort zone and connect with the who's who of what you want to do. Stop, drop, and roll as we start, market, and grow the CEO of you and your host, Nichelle Womack. She will help you engage, reinvent, motivate, and reactivate your plans for success.
Hey everybody, how are you? Welcome. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be a part of my space. My name is Nichelle Womack and I am the Startup CEO, helping you to start, market, grow, profit in your business, in your career, and in your life. Today, we are going to talk about some money myths about making some money online. I just got through enjoying myself on a vacation last week, so I'm trying to get myself back in the swing of doing things because it's been busy. But I got some great news today and I wanted to come on and share it with you. So if this is your first time to my broadcast, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And if you like positive inspiration, motivation, and information to push you out of your comfort zone and into the gifts that God has blessed you with, you might want to hit that connect button so we can stay in touch with each other. I'm also on Instagram at Nichelle Womack. You can connect with me there as well to see some of the fabulous pictures that I share with my 10-day vacation in Alaska last week and the week of last week. Me and my family just touring the beautiful glaciers of Alaska and just really having an amazing time. So I wanted to come on and share with you some money myths that I used to believe, but time, energy, and results have shown me something different. So I'm going to share with you 5 things that you need to know if you are a new business owner and you are thinking about starting a business from your kitchen table while you still have your 9 to 5. And that's the myth of making money online. You know, I used to believe it was a fallacy that people were not making money online. But then when I started to see results in my business, I'm like, okay, this actually works. And it really does take you really understanding what you do and how you do it in order to make it work. So some things that I want to share with you that you may not know or you may be aware of that can help you start, market, grow, and profit in your business. And number one, the first thing that I want to share with you is that you don't have to have a huge following to make some money. I think I had probably maybe about I was a little late bloomer, had about maybe 2,000 followers before I saw my first inkling of income coming through, and pretty much have been blessed to be consistent since that time. But you don't have to have a huge following. As a startup CEO, degreed life coach and business coach, I work with a lot of individuals that think that in order for them to build a business that you have to have a huge following, and you don't with online marketing. Now, I've been a business owner myself for about 25 years, and I tell you what, there is a big difference between marketing online and marketing offline. And if you go back and check some of my podcasts at the People Connect podcast, you can download that on iTunes or iHeartRadio. I shared with you how to do offline marketing because that's what I've been used to for 25 years. Within the last 5 years of building an online business, I realized several things that is not easy. You know, a lot of people may tell you that it's easy, but it takes a lot of patience. It takes diligence. It takes you feeling assured about yourself and really having the information and knowing who you're speaking to and why you're speaking to them. You know, that's the clarity of, differentiating yourself online, because there's tons of people, there's tons of life coaches out there, tons of business coaches out there. And what can you do to separate yourself? You know, we all can have a piece of the pie, literally, we can. But the thing that I want you to understand is that you don't have to have a huge following. You don't have to buy followers, anything of that nature in order for you to get a profit online. There's so many things that you can do now in order to generate a profit that what you have is really understanding what you do, who you're speaking to, and sharing with them why they need what you have. So that's the first thing that I learned about online marketing. You don't have to have a huge following. Number 2, let me share with you, hashtags literally matter. Now, on my Instagram page, which I've been spending a lot of time building over the last 5 months, I would say, on my Instagram page, a lot of people from my Facebook page people that say they're friends. I'm really careful with saying who friends are, but they kind of follow you on Instagram because Instagram owns Facebook or Facebook owns Instagram. So a lot of times you will see those people follow over to you because they'll get an indication that you're on Instagram and they automatically connect with you. That may not be your buying customer, especially if they're friends on Instagram. A lot of times your friends are not going to be your customers. Sometimes they are. The way that I've distinguished myself in which I've gotten more followers or connections, I don't like to call them followers, but connections, is by hashtags. And majority of the business sales that I've gotten are through hashtag search. And so one thing that I've started to do for my clients is really analyze their business, who they're speaking to help them find their target market. And it's through hashtags. And I've generated sales just through hashtag marketing. So it can be done, but you got to understand it. And the first thing starts with knowing who you are speaking to. And the last couple of clients that I work with, one of them is a life coach like myself, and the other one is a food blogger. And in our conversation, just really understanding who they were talking to, most of the time people don't know who they're talking to, and they're just marketing to everybody, mass marketing. And when you do that, because we used to do that back in the day when I first started my business, you can't really do that now. You have to kind of niche down. And when you're niching down, more specific, you have a generated targeted audience that you can have clarity with and that you can build and expand your business. And a lot of times nowadays, with the help of Twitter, which I love Twitter, I made some instant connections on Twitter as well. Don't sleep on Twitter. Don't sleep on Instagram, because those two vehicles allow us to use hashtags to really find people that are interested in what we do. Not necessarily on Facebook, because if you put too many hashtags on Facebook, it looks a little cluttered. Maybe one or two or three you can get away with and kind of target a niche. And on LinkedIn, they don't really pay specific attention to hashtags. But you can use them because I still put them on when I'm marketing 1, 2, maybe 3, and people can click on that, and you can click on it as well, and you can go to specifically what you are mentioning in a hashtag. But unlike Instagram and Twitter, where you can have tons of hashtags, you can't do that on other mediums. And even on Twitter, you want to be kind of clear in your message when you're hashtagging. Instagram allows you up to 30, but what I found with the change of the algorithms, sometimes you want to really look at how many hashtags you're doing, because if you do too much, it can knock you down as far as your reach to people you're trying to get in contact with. And if you concentrate on anywhere from 10 to 30, most of the time I do 30, sometimes I do 20, sometimes I do 10. It depends on really what program I'm marketing or message I'm trying to get across, and it's geared towards that. But hashtags matter. That's number 2. You need to understand specifically who you're speaking to, and you can get to that audience through hashtags. Number 3 that I want to share with you that's so important when you're talking about building a business online and marketing is that what you promote should not be the same everywhere. Like what I promote on Instagram, I don't necessarily promote on LinkedIn, because you're speaking to 2 different audiences. Majority of the people on LinkedIn are business professionals, corporate CEOs, and things of that nature. So you want to modify your message to the audience that you're speaking to. Facebook, Instagram, they own each other or relationships with each other. You kind of have leverage on both of them to do kind of the same thing. Twitter, obviously you have limited, things that you can put on there as far as words, but you can upload video and you can add a tribute to your hashtags with video. And so that's a great thing as well. Snapchat, I do a little bit of that. I really don't like Snapchat, to be honest with you, because that's not my target audience that I'm seeking. However, I'm learning a little bit more about it and understanding how I can use it in my business to grow it. Because, being a business coach, a lot of new business owners are becoming younger and younger. You got the X generation. You have the millennials that are serious about entrepreneurship, whereas a lot of older people, they're already settled or they're going into another stage in their life. So I've even found myself working with seniors that have worked their jobs forever, and now they're looking for an escape from corporate America, and they're coming to me to help them start a business. I work with veterans because I was prior military, and a lot of people get out of the military and they don't know where to go. And so working with military vets, working with people that just aspire to utilize their creative juices that they use in corporate America into their own business enterprise. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming in and tapping in that love. Greatly appreciate you. So where you promote should be different in each places. Even on Periscope, you can't promote like you would promote on Instagram here unless you do the live. The lives here on Instagram and on Periscope are kind of similar. And so I have not really incorporated live everywhere, but I've been doing more Facebook lives. I've been doing a little bit more stories are so impactful on Instagram. That's another thing that you can add those hashtags in there and attract your audience. And so don't sleep on the hashtags, okay? What you promote should not be promoted everywhere. You have to really pay attention to, again, who you're speaking to, who you're trying to attract to your business. That's the key to making money online. Number 4, relationships are gold. Yes, they are. That's why I don't like to call people followers, because I personally, intentionally build a relationship with people that are connected with me. And I do that by engagement. I'm always so amazed at people that get on social media and they don't engage. Hello. Hey, DJ, how you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. So engagement is so key. It's so important to speak to people like DJ. I remember me and DJ been hanging for a minute and I see him every now and then. So it's a great pleasure to be here and to see you here. You got to engage with people. You got to get to know people by their hashtag handles or what they do. It's so key and so important. Relationships are gold. Even as an offline business owner, a brick and mortar business owner, I consistently try to build relationships with my clients from every area. How long did I work in corporate America? About 20 years, 25 years to be exact. Because when I started my business, I pretty much still had a little hustle at the job. Yes, it's been a while. It has been a while, DJ. Yes, it has. And so I think corporate America, I really appreciate all the experience that I gained in corporate America, because it helped me to see what I did not want to do in my business. It helped me to see that. And corporate America treated me very good. Yes, I was a sales manager for a pharmaceutical company. I've worked in the areas of finance and mortgage. I've worked in the education field as an educator, teacher for high school, for GED training. I've also worked in the education field I still do teach online for a university. So I liked corporate America, but it just, when I decided to, actually, I didn't decide to leave. I was repositioned for my territory in pharmaceutical sales, and it was either travel and go out of your way. And at the time I had small kids, so I had to choose between making money and being with my kids, because I traveled all the time in pharmaceutical sales. If you're familiar with that, you make very good money and you travel all the time. And that's what I did. So I made the decision once I was depositioned or repositioned. They were like, you either got to go or you got to move. And I chose my family over moving at the time. And so I had no other resort but to figure out either to go get another job or start a business. And I kind of had my business on the side, because my first business I started when I was in college, and I did concierge service. And I still kind of have that business today. But if I would have known what I known back then, when I had that business, when we sold that business for only $5,000, I would be a multimillionaire right now, because that business right now is somebody else's business, somebody else's idea that has generated great profit. You're a good lady. Oh, yeah. You want to choose your family. My family is so very important to me, and I'm so proud. I'm a proud mommy of 2 college students right now. One's getting ready to graduate next year in May, and they play both of them on scholarships. So, with the help of my husband, both of us did a great job in making them be the human beings that they are. That's a parent's dream, when you can see your kids and you can be proud of who they are and what they do. And so relationships are gold. My intention for everything that I do is to build quality relationships with people, because I don't take any relationship for granted. I think I'm a wonderful friend. It is Virgo season, yes. And if you know a Virgo, Virgos are very straight to the point, but Virgos make the best friends, the best confidants. And so I am moving into my season, my favorite time of the year, which is fall, and my birthday time. Birthday season. Virgos, yes. So yes, treat every relationship. And I stick on this motto because my parents taught me this a long time ago. Do unto others as you expect them to do unto you. And if you know anything about me, I'm faith driven. And being faith driven, that is so important to me. Do unto others as you expect them to do unto you. So I don't do unto other people that I would want them to do unto me. So if you want to be a friend, then you got to be the best friend that you can possibly be. And that's why I treat relationships like gold. I make sure I follow up to see what's going on, especially if you're a client of mine. I want to make sure that you're succeeding on a regular basis, because if you are succeeding, then you're going to refer me to some more people. Yes, in my offline businesses, that's what I do. I have home health, I have real estate, and I have consulting. And on a regular basis, I'm constantly following up with people that I've worked with in the past, that I'm currently working with, to see if there's anything that I can help you with. My goal is to help you be the best that you can be. Because if you're the best that you can be, I'm the best that I can be in what I do. And both of us get paid. That's what it's all about. Relationships are gold. Number 5. This is so key and so important when you're talking about building your business, whether it's offline or online. Whether it's offline or online, you have to have a plan, a purpose, and a price. That's deep. Let me share with you why. A plan. If you fail to plan, you plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And this is bottom line is that. I don't know why people start businesses without plans. Even if it's just one page documentation of what you plan to do in that business, how much you plan to make, where do you plan to grow, how long is it going to take you, what are you selling, what is your mission, what is your vision, where are you getting supplies from, and things of that nature. Apologize, just got a text too, so I was checking to see where that text was coming from. So planning is so key, especially for online marketing, because it's not as simple as people present it to be. As I mentioned, I've been online for probably about 5-6 years, and within the last 2 years is when I really started to see a return on my investment. My time is investment. I don't get on social media unless I have a plan, a purpose, and a price. And that's bottom line. My plan is to build more relationships, to meet more people, to share what I do, to learn about other people. How can I help them? How can I help them be what they need to be to help them be profitable in what it is that they do? And so my purpose is to expand my reach. My purpose is to expand my reach. Everything I touch is a purpose behind it. I need to expand my reach. Why? Because I am my brand. You are your brand if you're a business. People see you before they see the business. They want to make sure that what you're representing is the truth. And I try to be the truth in everything that I do. I don't lead people on or anything of that nature because I don't want to be led on. Again, I go back to do unto others as you want them to do unto you. And so when you are planning your business, have a purpose behind it. What are the goals attached with you with marketing online, starting a business online, or if it's online, offline? Everything needs a plan and a purpose. And then when you're talking about that price, you have to understand that when you know your value, you can charge your worth and determine your worth. You can't charge your worth if you don't know how valuable you are. And I say this plenty of times. I know that I'm very valuable. Why? Because I've spent time in the classroom with a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, several licenses and certifications, currently working on a PhD. So I know I'm valuable. Why? Because I've spent over $100,000 in educating myself. And so if that's not valuable, then I don't know what value is, because nobody comes across $100,000 that quick. People don't have $100,000 sitting in their bank account. And so being that I know I've invested over $100,000 in me, in myself, in my skills, I know that I'm valuable. Therefore, I can determine a price. Yes, education is expensive. Yes, I just told you I'm working on a PhD. $100,000 I've invested in me. And if you don't invest in yourself, how do you expect other people to invest in you? I take myself seriously. I take my business seriously. I take my knowledge seriously. Knowledge is only power if you use it. $100,000. Yes, knowledge is only power if you use it. See, a lot of people got knowledge, but they don't use it. So therefore, they're powerless. And you have to understand, you can't put a price tag on nothing if you don't understand the value that you contribute. So as an educator, I've been an educator all my life. When I'm teaching my students about starting, marketing, growing, and profiting in a business, we're talking about how much value can you give to people. When you go work a job, you're giving value to that employer. How much money did you make your employer last year? How much money have you made your employer this year? August, 8th month of 2018. How much money? If you sit down and think about it, how much they've paid you versus how much you've made them, you will probably be flabbergasted, because I promise you, you've made them more than they paid you. Yes, you've made your employer more than they've paid you. And we really have to understand that when we are offering our services to an employer, we're basically a contractor. You're literally a contractor because they can let you go any day. And being that they can let you go, you're on a contract basis. Most states have a right to work law. Right to work, meaning that they can let you go anytime without any explanation. Most states have that. And with that being said, when you understand your value, you can pick up that value because you're a contractor and take it somewhere else. It may not be that easy for most people, but you know that you have that value to take with you. And so today I share with you the 5 things that I've learned about being an entrepreneur online, the 5 things that I've utilized outside of my business offline, and that has enabled me to profit, prosper, grow. But if you don't remember anything else of my conversation, keep in mind that you need a plan, a purpose, and a price. When you have that plan, that purpose, and that price, you can determine your worth. Is it right to work good, or is it right to work good for bad for society? I would say it really just depends on, it depends, because most big businesses are ran by small businesses. Most big businesses are ran by small businesses. And I believe as a CEO of my organizations, if I don't want people working within my organization, I have a right to find somebody else. So I don't think it's bad for society. However, I think that we need to be fair when we're making that determination, because some people get caught up. Some people get caught up and they don't necessarily fall into that spectrum, and people just fire people for no reason at all. I think you need to have a reason why you fire them. But in some states with their right to work, you don't have to have a reason. If you're not doing your job, it needs to be documented. And that documentation is sufficient enough to say that you don't need that job anymore. Most people go to work, real talk, most people go to work because they have to. Most people go to work because it's something to do. They need to do it. That's why most people go to work. Majority of people don't even like their job. Majority of people I talk to on a daily basis, they don't even like their job. When I was in pharmaceutical, I'm going to be honest with you, I loved that job. I loved it for several reasons. Number one, I got to do what I love to do. I got to meet amazing people. I traveled the world, not the world, but different states and different things with my job, because it was a requirement as management to go to different states to work with different reps. And I got paid very good, and I had a company car, and I had amazing benefits. So that job fulfilled every need that I had and that I would like to have done in my career. I've had amazing careers, even in the mortgage industry. Before I even, actually it was right when I was in real estate. I had just got started in real estate, and I was account executive for a mortgage company. Seen a lot of the negative ads on Right to Work in Missouri. Interesting to hear your point of view. Yes, the real point of it is that, people have to look at what they do and how they do it. And I don't personally think that we should blame corporate America for taking care of us. It's not corporate America's responsibility to take care of us. It's your responsibility to take care of us. That's why, back in the day, they used to give you amazing pensions, 401k. They used to match them and all that stuff. You don't really see that a lot nowadays. And so we can't blame corporate America to take care of us when it's our responsibility to do that. As an employer, I have contractors that work with me. And, I hope they save their money, because if they no longer suit or fit the needs that I have for my organizations, then, they may need to be looking somewhere else. And so it is a responsibility as an independent contractor that you pay your own taxes, number one. And then number two, that you save for that rainy day. Even if you got a job, you need to save for a rainy day. It's so important. And most people don't do that. And when they end up losing their job, they're stuck. They're out seeking unemployment, and unemployment don't pay you a dang on thing. I've been on unemployment. It don't pay you a dang on thing for your bills. You still hungry when you're on unemployment. Then they only want to give you, I've been on food stamps too. They don't even want to give you enough food stamps to feed you and your family. And so that's when it goes back to understanding that it's not the responsibility of corporate America to take care of you. It's your responsibility to know, look, I'm a business. Each and every one of us is a business. Why? Because we have skills that we offer our employer on a daily basis. And when you offer your employer those skills, you have to make sure that you consistently manifest in those skills, just in case that employer says that they don't need you anymore. It's so important. So again, I go back to the fact that it's not the employer's responsibility to take care of you. It's your responsibility to take care of you. And so that's my point, and I'm sticking to it. Yes. Yes. So thank you so much for asking those questions and understanding my point of view. And I respect your point of view if it's different. You know, that's the good thing about America. We all have opinions. We're all entitled to them. We have to respect people for their opinions. Not necessarily have to agree with them, but we have to respect people for their opinions. We're entitled to them. Yes. So I'm Nichelle with 2Excel with Nichelle.com. You can learn more about me and what I do by going to my website, 2Excel with Nichelle.com. You can also click the link in my bio, the politicians. Yeah, that's another story. That's another story right there. Politicians. I'm not political at all, but I make sure I vote all the time. I make sure I vote because, look, if your ideology does not match mine, if it's not for all people, if it's not for people that work hard every day, you know, we had one, I can't remember what it was. It was a bill that was just recently passed. And they were talking about, I think it was Proposition A or B. I can't remember which one it was, but I voted for no, Proposition No, A. And it was for, you know, people that work hard every day, trying to take away their rights. Now, I will never vote for that because I've been on that side in that spectrum. And you should never take away people's right to do the things that they enjoy to do and to make an income, because how else are they going to make an income? You know, but again, I go back to the point that we should all have a backup plan. Everybody needs a backup plan because companies have closed. When you look at Ford Motor, look at the city of Detroit. How much turmoil that city got into when corporations and big car companies left and moved out of the country. You know, we get people over here and we pay them minimum wage. You know, the reality of it is nobody can make it on a minimum wage. That's why I believe everybody needs some type of additional income, additional stream, whether it's investments, whether it's a business or whatever. You need an additional stream because it's, again, going back to my point, it's not up to your employer to take care of you. It's up to yours. Saving that 401k if you are employed. My 401k was my saving grace when I was, discharged from my job and when I had to go into business for myself. I was forced into entrepreneurship. Even though I studied it in college, you know, when I got my bachelor's degree, I was kind of forced into it because I had to make a decision. Am I going to choose my family or am I going to move and relocate all around the world? And so really you just have to look at where you are, what's important to you, and move on from there. So that's my message. I thank each and every one of you for coming in. If you like what you've heard, inspiration, motivation, and information to help push you out of your comfort zone into the gifts that God has blessed you with, connect with me. I'm also on Instagram at Nichelle Womack, and I have a podcast, the People Connect Podcast. You can go subscribe to it on iTunes and iHeartRadio. I am here. You're welcome. Thank you for being a part of my space. I am here. I can't even tell you when I'm here on Periscope, but I'm here. I was consistently coming on every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but then life got a hold of me. I'm finishing up a PhD right now, and I just been so busy with family and just trying to grow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here with family and all that stuff. So I typically, make it my point to come on Periscope at least once a week to share some information. I'm regularly on Instagram on a regular basis, and I'm also on Facebook at the Life Transition Strategist and Diversified Connections Consulting, and on Twitter too. So thanks again. Blessings and peace to each and every one of you. I appreciate you being a part of my space. Until next time, I'm Nichelle Womack signing off for now. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.